Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is I want to say first vlog in like a week or two. I'm definitely going to say more of like a week. But some very conscious stuff to get on. I don't mean conscious as in like fully like the world itself, but more conscious like within your own mental thought process of things and your placement within the world and other things such like that and such. Once again, you obviously can see within the latest tracks that I dropped, like Life Isn't Fair, Hope in the Situation, and multiple others. Like I say, I'm definitely, again, continuously experimenting with different vibes and feels, moods, melodies, tempos, raps, and just want to continuously give everybody the most diverse content and material from me, which I can possibly produce. Once again, I'm a proud GarageBand artist, and you can literally find that on my Twitter account from like 2 years ago. I'm a proud GarageBand artist. I love making music and continuously making music off GarageBand, and I want to continuously just keep on learning, building, and growing with that process, and continuously see where it gets me in the near future. So, one of the topics I definitely want to discuss in this video that I'm gonna have to eventually post to my Instagram is the fact being, ladies and gentlemen, it's not hard to make diverse music. It's not hard to even make, you could say, mature music, swag rap, whatever else terminologies you want to use. But most definitely soundtracks to one's life. It's not hard to make those sentimental tracks that everybody loves and relates to. It's not hard to make that's just that, cinematic music or just that deeply emotional. It's not hard to make soundtracks to one's life. And one of the top things I can assure you within, my music continuously going forward is that I have a lot of soundtracks that's dedicated to, people's life. My life, other people's life, a lot of soundtracks that you can and will be able to relate to in many different ways. Whether it's through life, whether it's through school, whether it's through sports, you name it, I'm making it for you, or at least predominantly I'm making it, because some music I still won't touch because I'm like, that's just not my wave to go down when it comes to promoting certain things. But for the most part, other things you know me with, I'm gonna try what I can to make it the most clean, the most effective, the most legendary as I possibly can. Now, once again, with future cursing in music of mine, I still don't do it yet. I have way too many clean records that I have written over the years, and way too many clean records I'm continuously writing and continuously recording and freestyling to get into cursing right now. So what that means is that if I do start cursing in some of my records, it won't be now. It probably will be somewhere within the next 5 years. But don't hold your breath on it, because trust me, I got too much of a clean catalog, too much of a clean archive to be, to be like it's like when I start cursing a little bit in my music, it will be like that 1% of my catalog that has any bit of foul language in it. Everything else is, again, like 99.9% scrub clean. Like everything's been beautiful, everything's been bliss. You get the point. But like I said before, when it comes to potentially cursing in my music, it's not to fit in with anybody else. It's just you could say halfly make fun of some of these garbage explicit rappers, and to expose some of them, and to just, you could say, I want to say, have fun at the same time. It's like saying it's for me to have fun laughing at them and have fun exposing them, really, for the most part. And you could even say the harshness of how parts of my life story have gone. It's not just to make fun of, and it's not just to make fun of the some of these explicit rappers, and to expose some of them. It's also to give you some real thought and detail about the explicit scenes within my life when it comes to, like, again, fights here and there, frustrations, angers. I want to say anxieties, but I don't think that's the right word to use in my life. But you get the point. Moments of sadness, misery, moments of depression, or moments of just down and out. I'm out of it. Moments of low energy. You get the point. It's almost like that phrase, hurts like hell. Honestly, and I can't forget. I don't know how many people have referenced it in their records, predominantly even within the Christian community, have referenced it a little bit of, like, even when it hurts like hell. I don't really know how many have referenced that, but I definitely know that's one of Flurry's, the singer Flurry, that's one of her most popular records, is her song titled Hurts Like Hell. And once again, it makes all the sense in the world. But I can rest assure you, predominantly if you're of the Christian origins, I want to say Christian origins of, like, you belong to a certain church or whatever else, or certain big ministry group, or you belong to a big I want to say like a Hillsong United, I guess is what it's called. Like if you're, or Hillsong Young and Free or whatever you want to call it. One of those two have been quoted for using terminologies like even when it hurts like hell. And they've been ostracized for that, for using that terminology. But the problem with that terminology is, I'm sorry to everybody that might want to condemn them for that. I'm sorry. That's just how real life, and sometimes definitely goes within certain people's real life. So so trust me, when people use lyrics like even when it hurts like hell, when they use lyrics like that, it's not to, you know, truly, it's really not. It's not to purposely just curse or whatever else. It really is to just tell it's to tell the rawest version of that story, of that truth, of that happening, that it hurt like hell. It hurt very bad, and stuff like that. So the point is, you shouldn't take that phrase too literally, like, oh, you know, no, you should take it with a grain of salt. If anything, they're just telling you the rawest part of that story, of that happening, of, whatever it is. Because sometimes we all have gone through those moments where things just hurt like hell. So that's what it is. And forgive me to any parents or any children watching this that are probably like, why does he keep saying that phrase over and over again? Well, again, we've all said that phrase multiple times. And I can rest assure you that it's not that, it's a good phrase to use, but it's a phrase that's very much understandable to most people because we've all gone through pain that hurts like hell. So, I mean, think about it. But I just want to let you know, with my future music that I produce, the Life Isn't Fair song is very much a song that could even be an album itself. I love that song, Life Isn't Fair, because I definitely think it personifies, ladies and gentlemen, a majority of parts of my life, or certain parts of my life over my 20-year life, have not been fair. They've been absolutely BS. They've been garbage. They've been double standards. I've had a lot of pain, or if not a lot of pain, I've had enough pain in my life to where I'm telling you life isn't fair in certain cases. But I can rest assure you, God has blessed and redeemed me so many times where I'm telling you that I am beyond blessed. For better and for worse in my life, I'm beyond blessed. Sometimes life does feel like it isn't fair, but for the most part, I know that I'm beyond blessed, and I know I can't help but to give God all the thanks and all the glory for whatever happens in my life. I want to say whatever the hell happens in my life. That's a phrase I wanted to use there, but that's just how my faith works, honestly. But I want to let you know also, no, we live in a fallen world and a fallen culture where I can rest assure you that, when it comes to faith, a lot of people have double standard, one-sided, biased faith. I honestly don't understand how you fully get a one-sided, double standard, biased faith. But I think you get it through lying to yourself about God's word, His signs, His wisdom, His intelligence, and His plan for your life. So many people have it in their ideology that, they're just meant to be stuck in one place for all these years. No, you weren't. You were not. If you were to ask me, I'm telling you that I feel like I see God's plan for so many people's lives, or at least a few people's lives. I see God's plan for their lives, their destiny, their potential, and what they could be. They're just not going to be able to accomplish it because they don't have the mindset that's even driven enough to get out of their own way. A lot of us, you have to realize, we hold ourselves back, from God's way. We hold our way out. We hold ourselves back from accomplishing God's plan. A lot of us do. It's very damning, but it's true. It's very alarming, but we do. We hold ourselves back from God's true plan on our lives. And I'm so very sorry for everybody who does that, because once again, it's a cycle that we must break out of if we want to truly, accomplish God's plan for our life. But I do feel like, once again, as a society, a lot of people / too many people have absolutely lied to themselves about commandments, Bible, Christianity, to where it doesn't really matter to them what anybody else thinks about their life purpose. As long as what they're doing feels comfortable to them, they're okay with it. Even if it's not logical and doesn't have, you could say, good reasoning behind it. And I feel like it's quite amazing where we go with this stuff and where we can get with this stuff and how astray we're falling. I feel like a lot of people in today's day and age, they have been living in sin and they love their sin, which is why I made the song title Lost in Sin. A lot of people, I do believe in today's day and age, they're lost in sin, lost in it. They're lost in it, but the problem with that is they're actually so lost in it, they become comfortable in it, which is why they define everything as right is wrong and everything that's wrong as right. And that's why we have the very, you could say, degenerate culture that we live in today where people take pride in their sin. They take pride in their wrongs. They take pride in all the wrong things, which is why they end up living a very garbage, nasty, waste lifestyle. And I mean, obviously, a negatively nasty waste lifestyle. And it's just like, where'd you get that from? Why is this existing? So forth and so forth. And I just believe in everybody's rights and abilities that this can get better. We can do better. But in order for any of it to get better and to do better, ladies and gentlemen, we have to make strides for better. And that's one of the things I want everybody to understand. We have to make strides for better. One of the top things that you've heard in my music plenty of times before, you're going to continuously hear it beating that drum. That I'm telling you, we can make strides to do better in all of the world, period. Now, I understand. I have, again, various dilemmas that are going back and forth in my head, like a tug of war almost every single day, to where I think that there's just the 1% of our population on this planet that are just evil, corrupt, and they just enjoy living in sin. But I also have that other part of me in my tug of war, and I got the tug of war song from Andy Mineo off his album titled Heroes for Sale. So go look up Andy Mineo and his album titled Heroes for Sale. Tug of War. I like that song. But I have the tug of war in my head also. It's like where it's like, no, Nate, it's not a 1% that just loves their sin. It's actually way more than 1%. It's probably an over 50% of people who absolutely love their sin. They're lost in sin, and they define everything that is wrong as right, and everything that's right that's wrong. And this is why people continuously get in the same delusional or the same distraught trouble over and over and over again. Like I said before, we need real rehabilitation in this world, and the best is through Jesus. But like I said before, we have such a distraught culture where it's just amazing. Like a lot of people, they'll never get the healing they need until they put themselves. They have to want it. And again, with that being said, we live in a degenerate or distraught culture, whichever word fits this can fit there, where people are not going to get the help they need. Under their own strength, which I have a song coming out titled Under Your Own Strength very soon in the near future. We have a very much culture where under their own strength, people are never going to admit their sins. Under their own strength, we have a culture full of people who they're never going to admit their sins. They're never going to take any responsibility for themselves. They're never going to see the bigger picture. And under their own strength, they're just never going to change. And I believe that's one of the biggest things that dooms our society, that dooms our nationality, that dooms everything we love and care about, is the lack of change and the lack of awareness to want to change and want to do better. You have to want to change. You have to want to do better. You have to want to kick into another gear and up your game. You have to want this stuff. You have to want to start from 0 to 100 and just start over with things. And I feel like that's another thing. Shout out was Flame featuring NF with Start Over. We need that in today's day and age culture. And that's why I'm thankful that I made my song titled Born Again, because I do believe through Christ every day I'm born again with a new mindset, new ideology. Let's attack this stuff to the core and build our Jesus Christ salvation legacy, family, and foundation for more success in Christ's name. So again, I got more stuff to talk about here, but thank you all for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing thus far. It is me, once again, your boy, the man, NJ2TheCity, rapper, singer, songwriter, producer, and much more. Ambassador. God bless. Ambassador Nice, Nocatee, Valley Ridge Academy, and much, much more. St. John's County School District, reppin'. Take care. Peace.